Dear friends, to your own YouTube channel, and you are watching Amit the Must. Well, this is the first day of the year, so Happy New Year to all of you. And I strongly desire for your happiness and success, and whatever you wishes this year, you may receive it. Friends, in the last two videos, we were discussing the Union Executive, which constituted the President, the Vice President, the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister and the Attorney General of India. In my last two videos, I have gone through the President and have done some questions related to the President. The link of both the videos I have given in my description box, so it's my request to just go to the link, check it out, and then come back again to this video. So let's start the today's session. Friends, this is Vice President. So till now, we have studied the President in our first videos, and I have gone through some questions in my second video. The link has already been given. So now coming to the Vice President. See, today I have prepared my topic in such a way that is totally relevant to the exam point of view, and nothing more has been written. Being the citizen of India and being the aspirants, you have to know those things which I have written over here. And as per the relevancy of the topic, I have discussed. See, the Vice President. Friends, the Vice President will get to know what is the provision, what is the constitutional value of this post, where it has been mentioned in our constitution, what are the different facts like the qualification, the oath, the election procedure and the removal procedure, and what other functions or duties Vice President perform. So let's start with the important facts that is very much important and is relevant to that point that may come in your exam. So facts. See friends, he might be the citizen of India. The minimum age is 35 years, does not hold the office of prophet, must have the qualification to be elected for the Rajya Sabha, no salary. Here no salary means as a Vice President of India, he do not receive any salary. Okay. If works as an acting president, then receive the salary of a president. If in the absence of president, he works as the acting president, then he receives the salary of the president as a day wise. Okay. Now see, receives 4 lakh per month in the capacity of ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Friends, see, this is very much important that as a post of Vice President, he is not entitled to receive any salary. That's why here is written no salary. But as the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha, he receives a sum of rupees 4 lakh. We'll go to this point more elaborately when we discuss the Rajya Sabha. Then we'll discuss it more. See, the tenure. In the normal condition, the tenure is 5 years. That means up to 5 years, he can enjoy the office. He can give resignation before its due time to the president in writing. So if a questions come that Vice President gives a resignation to whom, then the answer will be the president. Okay. The office of the Vice President is the office of exigency. Exigency means the urgency required. That means this office is an urgent office. You cannot hold this Vice President office vacant. The Electoral College of the Vice President includes all members of both the houses of the Parliament. Okay, you must have seen in the President the Electoral College who constituted the Electoral College of the President. Similarly, there is the Electoral College of Vice President, and which includes all the members of the House of the Parliament. Here the state councils, that means the MLAs, the state legislature, the state legislative council, they have nothing to do with. Okay. Now, there is one provision mentioned in our constitution that under Article 67B, the Vice President can be removed by a resolution of the Rajya Sabha passed by an absolute majority and agreed to the Lok Sabha. So, if a question comes that under which article Vice President can be removed, then your answer will be 67B. Okay. Come to the next slide. See, this man, he is our present Vice President of India, Honorable Jagdeep Dhankar. He is 14th in person, and you might be acquainted with this face as he served as the Governor of Bengal. See, friends, I have prepared this topic, Vice President, which is very much relevant to your exam point of view. You don't need to read the entire book. So I have given such material that is very much important and which is most likely to be seen in the different question papers. Okay. So now Coming to the Council of Ministers, I have told you earlier that our Union Executive constituted the President, the Vice President, the Council of Ministers, which is headed by the Prime Minister and the Attorney General of India. So in that series, we will study the Council of Ministers. See, the strength of the Council of Ministers shall not exceed 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha under Article 75(1)(a). What it means, the total number of Council of Ministers, okay, shall not exceed the 15% of the strength of the Lok Sabha. Presently, there are 545 members of the Lok Sabha. So the Council of Ministers cannot exceed the 15% of 545. And when you do the calculation, you will find it around 82, and presently we have 78 or 79 Council of Ministers. Okay. Council of Ministers. Now again, friends, this 75(1)(a), this article has been added by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. 91st Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. Okay, that means this provision has been added by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act 2003, by which the total strength of the Council of Ministers shall not exceed the 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. Now see the second point. A person who is not a member of either house of the parliament can also be appointed minister, but within 6 months he or she must become a member either by election or nomination of either house of the parliament. Otherwise, he ceases to be a minister. That means a person who is neither the member of Lok Sabha nor Rajya Sabha can also become the minister. But what? There is a condition. So there is a condition that within the span of 6 months, he have to be appointed a minister. He have to become a member either by election or by nomination process. Otherwise, if he fails or if he or she is failed, then he ceases to be a minister. That means he is ended. He cannot be the minister. Okay. Now, under Article 74(1), there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President. In our Indian Constitution, friends, our Union of India, our Article 74(1) emphasizes that there shall be a Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister to advise the President. Okay, so this article also becomes important. Sometimes it is asked in question under which article it has been written that there shall be a Council of Ministers which is headed by the Prime Minister. Then your answer will be 74(1). Now see the next point. Under Article 75 subclause 1, the Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President and other ministers shall be appointed by the President on the Prime Minister's advice. See what Article 75(1) says. It says that the Prime Minister shall be appointed by the President and the other Council of Ministers shall be also appointed by the President but on the prior advice of the Prime Minister. So this has been written in Article 75(1). It is also very much important. Now see the next point. What happens if PM resigns from his post? So if PM resigns from his post, then the Council of Ministers is also dissolved. It is very much clear. You don't have to need such explanation. Why? Because the Council of Ministers, the PM is nothing but PM is the head of the Council of Ministers. So the PM resigns, then definitely by virtue the Council of Ministers is also dissolved. So you don't have to ponder much in these topics. Friends, once again I am discussing that I have prepared this slide as per the relevancy of the exam. Okay, it is not like the contents which has been copied and pasted from any book. So it is that which is totally very much likely, you can say it is very much likely to be seen in some question papers. Yes, now see, we have discussed the Council of Ministers under some articles. Now we'll discuss the Council of Ministers as the bifurcation. That means the Council of Ministers, who are Council of Minister or who are to be said as the Council of Ministers. So friends, Council of Ministers is divided into 3 parts. Okay, when we say the Council of Ministers, then these 3 components add to the Council of Ministers, and these 3 components are the Cabinet Ministers, the Minister of States and the Deputy Ministers. Now see what happens. What are Cabinet Minister, what are the Minister of States, and what is Deputy Minister? Cabinet Ministers are the, friends, first ranked ministers. Okay. They are the first rank ministers. They have the independent charge of ministries. That means if there is a finance ministry, then the cabinet minister will be whole sole responsible for the entire ministerial paradigm, or you can say the working, and they have the right to participate in the cabinet meetings. So when you say the cabinet ministers, then the cabinet ministers, you must have very clear understanding that they are the first rank ministers. They can participate, rather they have the right to participate in the cabinet meetings, and they have the independent charge of their ministries. Now moving to the Minister of State, they are the second rank ministers. They may or may not have the independent charge of ministers. Sometimes they have the independent charges and sometimes they don't have. Okay, and they do not have the right to participate in the cabinet meeting. But yes, there is one clause. If the president invites, then yes, they can also attend the cabinet meetings. Now, when you come to the deputy ministers, then these are the third rank ministers. They have never independent charge of ministries and they can never participate in the cabinet meetings. So the Council of Ministers, it is very much clear. There is cabinet ministers, the Minister of States and the deputy ministers. Okay. Now see, I have written some of the ministers which are important and you should keep these in your mind. Maybe they can come in your examinations. I have selected some of them and I have just prepared here. The Union Cabinet Ministers, Sri Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, and he also have the Ministry of Personal, Public Grievances and Pension, Department of Space. That's right. Amit Shah, Sri Amit Shah, that is Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Cooperation. Sri Rajnath Singh, he has the Defense Ministry under his banner. Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, former IFS, presently the Minister of External Affairs. Sri Nitin Jairam Gadkari, Ministry of Road Transport and the Highways. These are some of the important cabinet ministers. Now, Sri Arjun Munda, the Minister of Tribal Affairs, the Ministry of Agriculture and Family Welfare. This Arjun Munda is also very much important for all the students who are appearing for the Jharkhand examination, as he belongs to Jharkhand and has remained the Chief Minister of Jharkhand before the Raghuvar Das. He is presently holding the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Now see, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani. She is the Ministry of Women and Child Development and the Ministry of Textiles. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, the Finance Minister and the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, the Ministry of Education. Sri Ashwini Vaishnaw, the Ministry of Railways. There are lots of reforms going on railways, so this ministry is also very much important and has gained a lot of highlight, a lot of attraction. Sri Ashwini Vaishnaw. Now, we have discussed under Union Executive the President, the Vice President, the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. And now moving to our last point in the Union Executive, and that is Attorney General of India. Friends, Attorney General of India is provisioned under Article 76 of our Indian Constitution. So let me explain you, let me introduce you what actually Attorney General of India is. Friends, he is the highest legal officer, or you can say the first legal officer of the Government of India. Okay, and this is a constitutional post, as under Article 76 of our Indian Constitution, it has been written that there shall be a Attorney General of India. He is the highest legal officer in the country, and his appointment is done by the President and hold office till the pleasure of the President. And there is a tradition that when a new government comes, this Attorney General of India resigns. As this Attorney General of India is appointed by the President on the prior advice of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. So there is a tradition of if a new government comes, then the Attorney General of India resigns from his post. There is no much, there is not any mentioning that how he is appointed, what are the tenure he has to serve. So this is flexible and is made by the Parliament. See, now what are the qualification or what are the prerequisites for becoming the Attorney General of India? He must be a judge of some High Court for 5 years, or as an advocate of some advocate of some high courts for 10 years, or must be a eminent jurist in the opinion of President. Eminent jurist, that means a popular judge who has a good understanding of laws. Okay, now see, the second point, the next point is has the right of audience in all courts in the territory of India. The right of audience. See, The right of audience means he can sit in any court in the territory of India. He has the right. He cannot be debarred from sitting in any of the court in the territory of India. He can participate in the proceeding of the parliament but cannot vote. See friend, this is the very important question. This is a very important point from which several questions arises. See, he can participate in the proceeding. Okay, he can speak what he wants in the proceeding, but there is one drawback, that he cannot vote in the proceeding of the parliament. Okay, see, all the privilege and the immunities are available to him, which is available to the member of parliament. And the 16th Attorney General who is serving presently is R. Venkata Ramani, who is our Attorney General of India. And the first Attorney General was M.C. Stalwart. And there is one Solicitor General who is Tushar Mehta. What is Solicitor General? Let me tell you. The Solicitor General is the second legal officer of our government of India. He is next to Attorney General of India, and for his assistance there are several additional Solicitor Generals of the government of India. Okay, he is the legal advisor, and there is no such mentioning of the Solicitor General in our constitution. Okay. So friends, there are some facts related with the Prime Minister. These facts you must know, as they may come in your examinations. Okay, so the first one is the longest serving Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He served for around 17 years. Most precisely, you can say 16 years and around 200 some days. Okay, that is around 17 years. The Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has served our country for the longest period, that is around 17 years. The person who become PM thrice. Okay, you should keep these things in your mind. The question is that who means who become the Prime Minister thrice, means 3 times. Your answer is Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and the Atal Bihari Vajpayee. It is you should keep these things in your mind. Sometimes these questions have also been asked in your examinations. Prime Minister as a member of Rajya Sabha. Okay, mostly what you see that the Prime Minister comes from the Lok Sabha. So this question becomes important, as there are only few Prime Minister who has been the member of Rajya Sabha and has become the Prime Minister. So Indira Gandhi was such, H.D. Deva Gowda, Indra Kumar Gujral, and Dr. Manmohan Singh. Okay, the latest among these 4 were Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was the MP from the Assam and the member of Rajya Sabha. Yes, see the last slide, friends. First non-Congress PM. This is very much important also. Again, these are the factual questions, but yes, there is a very high probability that you can see somewhere these questions. First non-Congress PM, Morarji Desai, friends. He was from Janata Party. Okay. After independence, the Congress was dominating our political system. So the first non-Congress PM was the Morarji Desai, who belongs to which party? That is Janata Party. The PM who died in harness. PM who died in harness means while in service. While in service. This means during the service period who died. So the answer is Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri, and Indira Gandhi. Okay. Yes. So friends, this was the Union Executive. We have discussed the President, the Vice President, the Council of Ministers, and the Attorney General of India. So I have brought only such relevant points that is very much important, and you don't need to mark the entire book for this topic. So in my next video, what I'll do, that I'll bring some questions that will be very useful for that. So this is the first day of the year, as I've already said. So Happy New Year to all of you once again who are watching my video. And hope if you have liked it, then definitely you just like the content and just like the channel, so that more and more good things can be transmitted to all of you. So till then, have a nice day, and thank you so much.